Good morning, it's Roz here for Tuesday the 29th of December. The one thing I forgot was the iPad. That's what you heard clicking in there. So it's a beautiful morning outside. Oh God, the sun is shining beautifully. It's going to be a warmer than yesterday day apparently. So we're going to get into our card reading spread. So for those of us who love to go outside, we can spend our time outside. For those of us who love to be inside, we can stay inside, whatever it is we do. Whatever it is we do, we can move into our day once we've had our beautiful guidance from the Lenormand deck of cards that I use. So I'm just going to move over. Oh, good morning. Hello from the UK. We did have a lovely quiet time over our Christmas, and it's just still a lovely quiet time pottering in the garden and things like that. I have been reading a bit on why we get the little, those things, where it turns up as the, no picture and the rest like that. The rules have changed for the European somewhere, for Europe. And so it can affect a lot of us who are in other parts of the world, that we can't get to see the names and the pictures sometimes when we're doing the live stream. I think apparently that's why some of that's happening. So because you're from the UK, it can't see that comment. Can see the comment, not the name. So with anything, just advising, if you'd like to have a seeing who you are, you probably do need to actually type your name after you've made your comment. So there you'd put after the emojis or whatever. Just your first name, don't need to have the full bit. Good morning, Karen. I did have a good Christmas. Can't hear me. Might pay to check your volume, because as far as I can tell, yeah, okay, hang on, I'll just go whip over to my time and double check on the live stream there if the volume's there. Yeah, I have got my volume there, so Karen, maybe just check your settings. Well, actually, it's not so much a Brexit thing. It's a new, Stevie. It's something that's coming on the 16th of December, which I've just read as far as some form of regulations. I think it's showing up in different ways with Facebook regulations and using our messenger and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that have changed in being able to. It's around the privacy rules, privacy and stuff like that. That's what I'm understanding so far with what I'm seeing in the writings. Now, I have got a text scrolling across on my BeLive side. I was trying to put exactly that same thing on the here. I was just going in the, what do you call it? Ecamm that I'm using. I'm just trying to actually put a new overlay there, a new text message on my screen, just to do my, those things. My head's gone Dudley. I'm trying to find it now, and I can't see where the heck it is. No, I can't see it. Look, I'm just going to go over and get it. You know where my websites are? We go here. See where I've got this. I've just put that there, and I thought, well, it looks nicer without the text for the websites, but I'm not sure where I want to actually place the websites. So I'm trying to find where the actual overlays and things like that are, and at the moment I can't find where the heck that one is. I don't know what I've done with it, so I'm going to leave it. We're going to get into the card reading. I got to it eventually, I really did. So here we go. Good morning to Carol. We're over on the BeLive site now, so those who are in the other three besides my time, I am live streaming to YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, and my Boundy page, and the group, the card reading group. That's where Ecamm's going to, and Be Live is going to mytimetv.live, which is where these comments are, and this is the second stream. So good morning, Carol. Good morning, Judy, and good morning, Trina. Lovely to see you here. You can hear me now? Oh, good. That's better. Yeah, it might have been volume. Wasn't it? And good morning, Kat. And good morning, Kathy. And good morning, Sarah. Your first time over the Christmas break. Oh, how I miss the lives. Look, it's not something that you absolutely have to do, you know. It's one of those things that our guidance is given to us when and as we need it. So there's no compulsion to watch in sequence. They are. And here we've got doing good, your mobile died, and I'm battling ancient laptop to see you. I like that one. Yeah, that's interesting. I've got ancient laptops that don't even turn on anymore, so I can't even use those. So, good morning, Rosa. Wonderful to see you all here. Now, I'm going to do mainly the comments probably from... If you want your comments to show on all of them, pop over to the Boundy page and put comments in there. This with the Be Live, I love mytimetv.live. It's a wonderful space and place for some variety because that's where the mix is coming into it. And this is where we've got the mix of cards too. I was really impressed when I saw the mice come out first because it's just, for some reason it's just a lovely card. I love seeing that. Knowing some of the descriptions of what the Lenormand cards mean and all the rest from others' perspective, it's about stealing and thieving and stuff like that. But to me, I just see that gorgeous little depiction and I just feel it's so cute. Maybe I like mice. Anyway, here we go. This one's the workspace. This one's the home space. Up here is the unexpected. Down here in the fourth position, the letter is in our role or your role. And in the centre is the outcome. Now, as I was looking at that, I thought, I'm just going to get my photo up from yesterday because I'm pretty sure that we had stock in yesterday's. If I could remember how to share my mobile phone with you, I could actually check, put this card out, show it to you from yesterday. And it certainly was. We had the letter in yesterday and the stalk right where it is in the outcomes. So, very interesting. Oh, I can just do that, can't I? Oh, except at Flary Larry's, it does flare a bit. You get the glare from the screen. I thought that's really intriguing. It certainly is meaning some stuff, which I'm going to explain now. Shouldn't go getting in front of myself, should I? And, thank you, Sarah. That's lovely. I just like sharing it. It's become it's interesting the way some things do become a habit. I seem to have developed a bit of a habit of sequence, getting out of bed, opening the curtains in a certain sequence and the doors and stuff, turning on lights. It's very interesting. I never thought I'd be a creature of habit. Here we are. Mice in the workspace. Are they a creature of habit? They certainly are a creature that loves getting in all different places and taking advantage of what's lying around and what is there for the taking. So that's where I think the mice card really is more about we need to be careful of what we've got left laying around, what we're leaving exposed, what we're leaving uncovered, what we're leaving out for anyone to grab, steal, nick off with, use, eat up, all that stuff. And it doesn't really matter which type of things we're leaving out. It's being aware of what is around us in our surroundings. Because mice, as you can see, they do actually go through things other than just the food that might be left lying around. Yeah, this really fat one that's looking like it's having a great deal of fun swinging on that piece of thread, the last bit that's there, it's cloth. It's something you don't actually expect to have mice eating, isn't it? So, but we do know that mice will nibble through plastics, cardboards, all sorts of things. So it really is indicating to me for our workspace, our business space, just to be aware of what's around us. Check the integrity of what our tools have with them. Because as you can see there, that thread, Sarah, You're there, aren't you? You know how to do that banning and stuff, don't you? And we've got Rewa. Wonderful to see you here this morning. So, lovely stuff happening there. No, I'm just going to have to deal with that one myself because I'm not going to put up with it. Those that are the trolls, please do not reply to them because they are. Just hang on. Give feedback or report, and I'm just banning them. So it'll be a done. Sometimes we need to go through some of that sort of process with people that feel that they need to actually inject, infect and spoil things for others. So that's been dealt with, so thank you very much for your patience there. And that is very appropriate as I'm working through this, the work side of it. I don't consider this that I'm doing here now work, but it certainly is part of... Good morning, Deb, how are you? Beautiful colours in your photo. It's part of the process of actually being aware of what's happening around you. And in the chat, as you saw, things popped up. Trying to steal the thunder of someone else's work. Thank you, Sarah. I saw that. Saw your comment. I won't bother putting that one up on the screen. So it is having that awareness around us, being vigilant, knowing that, look, even if we're not having it fully conscious in our face, just having a knowing that that sort of thing does happen around places and spaces, and that we do have people who, things, people, events that are a little beyond our control, but we do have a level of control in what we can do with our food. We cover it. We put them in containers that are mouse proof. And that could be tins, it could be glassware. Plastics, if you've got mice around, at least it stops them initially, and you'll see the evidence of mice around in your cupboards and your pantries. But so that then you can prepare whatever you're needing to secure into a better place. And that goes for leaving things around that is paperwork in your workspace and business that needs to be protected, that needs to be kept undercover, lock and key. Do make sure that you are being a little more vigilant and aware of what's happening around that arena in your workspace today. Okay? We also have the stairs in our home space. Now, this is more about decisions and choices, so that we've got something that we need to be deciding today that's definitely a this or that. It's not a wishy-washy. You're going to take a step that's going to move you one way or the other, whether it's the light or the dark. We all have our choices in whichever way we decide to do anything. Even not choosing is a choice. We've made a decision. We don't do anything, basically, or we move ahead with. It's a fairly obvious card, this one, for our home space today. So it can include relationships and people we're connecting with. So choose wisely is the message I'm getting there. Okay, and whoops, sorry, I just had to move my leg. Sorry about that. Sometimes you know how you get little tingles in toes and stuff. I needed to move it. Bridge. This is the unexpected card, and it fits in very well with this that is our decision making. And even with what we're doing in our workspace, it's from one side to the other. That's what a bridge does. It crosses chasms. It crosses a space. It moves us through processes, bridging the gap. So we all know that that's something that's part of our lives, and we do sometimes need to make that jump, that decision, that choice. There we go. Moving that into actually doing the big step, going across what feels very scary. That is going to pop into our day, possibly today. Something that feels a bit more like it's the scary. It can be left until later. We can just see that shadow of a bridge in the background there, definitely in the distance. Or there might be a second... as part of further something in the day, that there might be a second time where we need to actually do a big step over a chasm. That one looks even a lot harder, a lot higher, and a bigger gap. Which do you want to choose? Do it now or do it later? So that's and that I feel is connected with this decision. So it'll come in unexpectedly through, yes, I've got to make that choice now. So we're moving down to the letter. This one was in yesterday's as well. So that was in the, I'm just going to go back to where, oh, whoops, my gallery went. And yesterday it was in the workspace, now it's in your role. So there's still something that's going to be needing to be continued onward with in that writing, that communication. So do spend a bit of time. I don't feel it's reading as such because it is the letter, it's writing. We can read the letters, there's a two-way, but keep in mind as you're writing who you're writing for. And if you're receiving a letter or some form of communication, understand into the origin, the source, who wrote it, what their intentions may have been. And remember too that sometimes what we actually write, it doesn't have the body language or tone of voice or anything with it, that there may be different ways of understanding what you're reading and what you're writing, as in how the recipient might read it, or how we, from how we're writing it, it may not have that in that. Although our intention is for a particular understanding, remember there can be different ways of understanding on that receiver's end. So keep in mind how we are doing our communication with those written words, okay? Because it is more to do with it's written, it's the text or the handwriting, the paper, pen to paper type things. So keep that in mind for your day to day as well. And we've still got change happening. That really is the stalks there. It's still the changes are happening. Not necessarily just in our home space. Change, the rearranging, the reorganising. I think it does have a fair bit to do with, it's near the end of the year. We've got the energies from the solstice that have been very impactful for many of us. It has been a interesting year for everybody. So that change is continuing. It's not a known change. We don't know yet what's going to be, but we at least can have that outcome of continually monitoring and being aware of how things are changing for us, how we want them to change, and decide and direct it as we want to. Okay, that's these two cards, the decisions we make and how it's going, the when, the how we're going to go from one side to the other with those choices, which way we're doing them. So, okay, so I think that really does bring us to, continual vigilance, but it's not in a way that we have to have everything in front of us in our consciousness. Just relax into what life is bringing for you, what you're planning for your life, where your desires and your heart-centeredness is directing you, because how else are we going to know what we really need to be doing that's right for us and the others around us if we're not connecting to our heart and soul center? Okay, do remember to tune into that when you can through the day. Listen to your gut feeling. Listen to what your body is telling you. Listen to what your guidance is telling you. Now, whether it's the there or within, or, feel that space and place where you're getting your direction from. Try to understand it from your perspective and feelings around what's right for you. Sometimes things that we do, it's all to do with the perspective and angles we're looking at life. The interactions are of who we are as our personalities and characters really does mesh with others of like mind, tribe. It's why we want to be moving into spaces and places and connections that are of like minds. It's where we feel comfortable. Sometimes we need to be uncomfortable to get us moving and acting, getting into action to help us move into those spaces and places with others to help us understand what is life, what is humanity, what are we meant to be here for. It's all of that wonderful, it's like jigsaw puzzle, it's like playing, I don't know. Discover it for yourself. Tune in. And tune in tomorrow for the next instalment, 8 o'clock. Now, I'll be here again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Oh, hi, Wanda. Wonderful to see you here this morning. Lovely. So thank you. I am winding up, so thank you for being here for this morning's card spread. And lovely to see you all here. Look, continue to enjoy your day as you see and feel is your direction. Take the guidance as you need, and I'll see you here tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Namaste.